Hi, Dylan.
Why does it look like the tractor's having a prayer service over there?
Which ones? Ah, because they are.
What are they praying for?
I haven't asked them.
I haven't asked them.
Dylan, where were you today?
Why'd you steal the neighbor's trailer?
No winch.
Oh, that's why you got the neighbor's trailer.
Dylan, I brought home some hot garbage.
That is hot garbage. That's a different color than the farm scene before.
It's Desert Sunset.
Desert Sunset. Oh, there you can see it.
You missed all the fun. I would have had it running by now if the injection pump wasn't screwed up. all the plungers in the injection pump are seized. Otherwise, I would have had it running and backed it off the trailer already.
Was it running a little longer than the 50-20 in the 5-gallon pail?
It don't run at all. It don't pump any diesel fuel.
Oh.
You should have seen it before I put the tires off to 1256 on there. It's got airplane tires on it.
So we're cleared for like 180 miles an hour or what?
Yes.
I don't know about the inside belting over there though.
No, don't worry about
if
that.
that's cleared for 180.
Don't worry about that. Minor details.
You wanted one of these for a little while though.
I kind of have. And there was a few cervezas involved at the threshing show in Crosby when you weren't there.
I know I wasn't. To which led to auction fines and auction bidding.
Put a bid of $500 on this thing.
While all under the influence of adult Kool-Aid.
And which I did not pay $500 for.
But you put a max bid of 5 on?
I put a max bid of $500 on.
You got fucking stuck with it.
I got stuck with it for $400.
Well, you wanted one for a while, now you got one.
So after a road trip of 470 miles today to Montana and back. Oh, hi, Mr. Fish. Yeah, I was in your state.
Oh, yeah. You know, my parents are in your state right now, too, by the way, buddy. They drove past, they flipped off the Miles City sign, and they kept on driving. Well, there's one new tractor to the addition, and before everyone is yelling at us when this finally comes out for, where the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you?
We've been busy.
Yes. And we can take you on a little tour of what the prayer service is going on maybe over there.
We should show them the one that's out of the prayer service that I put to work too. That's been bought since the spring.
Well, we can.
That the airplane tires came off of, and now it's got Massey combine tires on it.
Well, you know, those maybe not be cleared for 180 miles an hour, but I bet you they do just fine.
Yep. So anyway, well, a little fun fact today. While loading this tractor, there was an A John Deere right next to it with an older gentleman from Saskatchewan loading it.
Eh?
And he's like, I recognize you from someplace.
Oh, where?
I was like, well, I've been up in Crosby here last week, or a month ago. Might have seen me there. And he's like, well, do you know so-and-so? I was like, no. And he paused for a minute. It's like, I know where you are. I recognize you off your YouTube videos. It's like, yep. Been on there once or twice. And a nice gentleman came back and chatted for a while. So
Sweet.
Didn't catch his name though. Should have asked for that, but I didn't catch that.
Which to your viewers out there who are familiar with Crosby and the show up there, like take a moment and just pause the silence for the passing of John there. Big character in the collector tractor there, and just a moment of silence for him. He was quite the collector and quite the man. I was fortunate enough to meet him last year, and he got to do one last threshing bee before he passed.
Yep, this year. So,
but let's go on a little tour, farm, on what has made its way out here in the last few months.
And yeah.
And maybe some stuff that you guys seen on previous episodes that has now moved or said been running.
Oh, like Yeah.
like a combine. We can show it to you. I don't know if it'll fire it up, but
I
it
don't know.
moves underneath its own power.
There's no battery in it right now.
Oh. I'm not push starting it either, so don't get your hopes up.
Why not?
I'm fat.
Well, since let's see, since last spring, let's see, I bought another red tractor.
Red one.
This
one you've been on the hunt for a while, though. You did want this one.
Sort of. This was a good friends and a neighbor's tractor. I'd always told him when he's ready. Could I ask you?
you tell him, John. Don't take no crap.
When he was ready to sell it, to let me know when I'd be interested in buying it. Well, he never did get the chance to tell me when he was ready to sell it. He passed away unexpectedly in March, and the family had a auction sale in May, and I took the day off just to go buy this tractor. And well, as you can see, I was successful, and it's sitting here at the farm.
1256 it shows on the side, huh?
Yep, nice, pretty nice. Original 1256. Yeah, I did a little cleaning up on it. The cab was nice and clean when I bought it, but I waxed it. The paint was all faded out. I took the time, waxed it. Like I said, the tires that you seen on the 1030 came off of here. They're 1016 airplane tires.
But even though the airplane tires on the 1060, these are directional on the 1256.
No, not direction. They're
direction.
No, not directional. They're direction.
Oh.
So these are 1116s, which this tractor should have had, and I bought them off a good friend that off the back of one of his fleet of old Massey combines sitting in the weeds. Price is yet to be determined.
Well, they're on here, so the price is going to be what it's going to be, I suppose.
He bought himself a big case combine now, so
maybe you can convince him into getting some airplane tires.
Then we got pigeon poop.
Yeah, the white turd hasn't moved in a long time.
Midsummer, I started and tried jump starting something with it.
Olive.
That's been there since the first episode.
Yeah, that's the one we had to yank out of the way to get the bee out.
Yep.
And we got old turbo pump, frickin' boost pumped, frickin' black smoke machine.
Still hooked to the grain cart. That's where it's gonna stay.
Think the hitch pin's rusted in there yet?
No.
Black smoke Betty.
Oh, we got $10 tractor hiding back there yet.
Oh, that's hanging out. I don't know if the folks ever seen the bee with the power block in it.
No. We gotta finish. Maybe this winter I'll get to the carburetor overhaul on this one.
I know where you can get a good one. Stuck one on mine.
Or I could do that too. Yeah, I don't know. This is first year of the press frame B. It's a 47, I want to say. Is it 47B? Wide front. Originally had long axles. They've been cut off. It's got the extra long trumpet housings in the back. Used to have long axle. Power block. I got the carburetor off because the carburetor on it was junk.
You don't see many power blocks. I mean, they're out there, but they're just hard to come by. Guys like to hold on to them.
It has the... It's got the right hood, but the wrong gas tank. Because all the gas tanks I kept finding were rusted out under the hood, so it's got a 90 and it's got the wrong gas tank in it. But
I'm also throwing a limb out there saying that's the wrong air cleaner.
Yes, the dry air cleaner. Yes, I have got the correct one of them, and we have Ivan's sprayer from one of our episodes.
Oh yeah, the old
that I've done nothing but move around the yard, so I hooked it behind this, and it literally has done nothing since we drug it home a year and a half ago. Other than get moved around the yard.
We didn't even take out a mailbox with it. That's so depressing.
Hopefully someday maybe we'll do that.
The 60?
The 60, the carburetor's done. Got a broken manifold bolt, blown out manifold gasket, so it's like, well, I steel wool it like yours, and well, I should at least get the broken bolt out so I can put the carburetor back on.
Nice old tractor though. I always like this 60.
Mm-hmm.
On those decals on the side, I was a part of one of those, I do believe.
You drove in one of those.
I'm not sure which one exactly, but one of those ones I drove in.
Yep. Then we got a D that I'm working on converting to steel. Bought that last summer. I think we discussed it a little bit on one of our previous episodes.
Yeah, it was one of the auction buys, but that's the last time that they saw it.
I've got one rear steel wheel on it.
Was you have a thing, you said you wanted a style D with steel.
Yep. I've got one on it. It's got a rubber tire
Cap.
on it I got to take off. But the head's got to come off. It's got a stuck valve.
Oh yeah, we had that found out.
So this is, I got it loose. It's a one-day project. Then we got a really nice original F12. It's a rear steel, factory front single rubber. It's for sale. It runs, drives, does all the things.
Don't be fooled by the bag hanging on the side just to cover up the magneto.
It's just to keep the magneto dry. Rebuilt mag. Runs, drives. Nothing. I've gone through the carburetor. Nothing particularly wrong. Needs a new front tire now. That went flat after I started driving it. Nice original tractor. Radiator's good. Holds antifreeze. Just bought it on a whim.
And that one is for sale.
It is for sale. I would like to sell it. Yeah, I know.
One of the few out here that you will actually part with.
Yeah, there's a few I'd like to sell. I gotta remind me. I gotta take pictures of one in the shed somebody's interested in.
Ah.
So yeah, if you're interested in that, just message us or comment or do whatever. That one will go. And of course the G.
Yep, you guys all seen that one so many times. That's pretty much the yard tractor. Anytime there's something that needs to be moved in the yard and pulled or what have you, the G seems to be the one that always gets fired up.
It's been kind of temperamental this summer. I've used it a little bit. And then, yeah. Then if you remember...
The 95 combine.
Which I have gotten running.
Auction sale combine.
All it took was a 70-degree day and a good battery to get that to run. Not a 40-degree day like when we bought it.
And dead batteries and questionable, like 6 different flavors of hydraulic oil.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that in there, yeah. Runs good. Actually, runs really pretty good. Driven it around a bunch. It's got some sat with gunk, bunch of junk down in there and rusted up the conveyor chain under the concaves and broke the shaft, so that's got to be done. But as you remember, we still have another combine and header to get home.
Yeah, a couple headers, not?
A couple headers and
the one on the combine, and we had to go pick up the other one.
Yep.
Nice gentleman.
Yeah, I've talked to him here in the last month. Told him I haven't forgot about it. But yeah, this all runs good. This is getting in the shed as soon as the big combine comes out, so it's not going to sit out in the rain anymore. It's sat out for a year now, and that's a year too long.
Yeah, because this one's never really been outside all that much.
No, this is the longest it's been outside in its life. And it's a 65 or 66 model. So we're gonna get this. I'm gonna get this stuffed away here in the next couple weeks. Because the big combine's coming out here within the next couple days. See it started combining wheat here in a week or two.
Yeah, harvest is not far away.
Harvest is not that far
Whenever
away.
this video hits you guys.
Yep.
Hopefully within a week or so of recording, this will be live for you guys.
Yep. Well, and of course, you remember.
Oh, you all familiar with this one?
What I spent all winter working on.
You guys are familiar with this one.
But I don't know if they've seen it since I finished it.
They've seen a driving video.
Yeah, but they haven't seen it since I finished it with the hood and.
Oh, maybe the hood wasn't on it in the video.
No, the hood wasn't on it.
Okay.
The hood wasn't on it. I cleaned up the paint.
I don't remember the 69 on the side either.
Yeah, no, that's always been on the hood. I don't know what that's about.
Mm.
But yeah, they haven't seen it because the last time you seen it, they didn't have these side panels on it either. They had the primered one.
Well, maybe not. I know they've seen a driving video.
Yep.
The V8 Cat M&W Repower Super 80 kit. It hasn't just sat here all year. It has done some stuff.
It did some disking. It's been in parades. It's done. It's going to the threshing show here in about 3 weeks.
Coming to a threshing show near Drake.
Yep. So I
I don't know if you want to disclose the numbers or not, but this was hooked to a dyno.
Made, I think, 185 if memory serves right.
And everybody wanted earplugs that day.
Yep, they did. Yeah, since you've seen it, it's got an air cleaner. I put an air cleaner on it out of a 7720.
The Turbo 2 on top.
Yep. Turbo 2 fancy pre-cleaner.
It has gotten a few hours on it this year doing random things here and there.
Yeah, it hasn't moved for about 2 weeks now. It's been sitting here. So, got too many tractors, don't have enough stuff to do.
My bee hasn't moved since I moved it out of the shed. Well, then you got its brother.
Tractor I started farming with.
One of your first big tractors, besides your few 2-cylinders.
5020. Needs a wax job terribly bad.
Yes, it needs a wax job, but this one you see here is essentially what Mr. V8 over here probably may have looked like before it got its Super 80 repower kit.
Would have, yeah. It's that engine, that setup.
Well, you've had this one a long time.
This is a pretty sweet, nice tractor. It's getting faded out. I need to get it waxed. I lost the storage shed that was in, which you maybe have seen in previous videos of us getting stuff out. So it's kind of delegated to ending up sitting outside. But you can see with the orange peel on the paint, a nice wax would bring that back around again.
Yep.
So, I don't know, another tractor that's been moved around the yard twice this year.
Yep, but I don't know, believe this is one the guys have really seen all that much.
No, this one's never... I
don't know if I've ever made an episode. You may have seen it parked in the background of maybe one or two, but that's about it.
Yeah, you've never seen this one. So we got 5020 number 2 here. 5020 number 3 is across the road, but we're not walking that far over there.
I know, because I ran out of adult Kool-Aid.
And I'm about out of adult beverages.
We could probably skip the next one, huh?
They've never seen that one.
Or should we go for a commercial break, refilling our beverages, and come back?
I like the commercial break idea. So we'll go back to your regularly scheduled programming here in about 2 minutes.
And we're back from our short commercial break. Thank you for our sponsors of whatever video decided to play while we were taking a break.
What tractor is this, Dylan?
This is a John Deere faded out 4430, which Dylan mistaked for your dad's 4230.
Because the last time you seen this thing looked like a pile of hot garbage.
It was a funky loader, some funky duals.
Just wait till I get the new back tires and the new front tires on.
But it has the certified sticker on the door.
In 95.
It was certified in 95.
Yeah.
That was a little while ago.
29 years ago, Dylan.
Ish. Where in the heck did you find this one at?
A phone call on a hungover morning after a night of partying.
Yeah, it was. I was a part of that one. So you got a phone call. Was it a Sunday?
It was a Sunday.
You got a phone?
At 9 a.m. in the morning.
Phone call Sunday, 9 a.m. in the morning. Hey, you want a couple tractors? Consignment auction up in Minot, North Dakota. A gentleman bought this one and another one. You come up and get both of them. You can't just have one. You have to take both.
Yep. Gentleman backed out of the... It was kind of a long story, but he ended up backing out of it.
So John hits Dylan up and goes, what you doing? Sleeping. Well, quit sleeping. We got to go. I don't know exactly what was said, but...
So I ended up with this...
Pretty soon we got 2 trucks hooked to 2 trailers and we're taking off for a road trip to go get tractors.
So it was this 73 4430 and that 2840 that is still in my shed, tore apart. That I purposely put in my way so I would put it together after I took it apart. And I've just been climbing over it all summer.
So the 2840's in the shed. Maybe we'll show that one eventually. Well, that one had a cracked rock shaft
housing. Yeah. So I got a different one of those. Yada yada.
Well, you really didn't know what you were going to be in for when you went up there for these things.
No.
You had any idea?
It was a set price, and you had to take them both, and then they had to be out of there that day.
Yep. Take both or take none. And they really had no... You knew something about the 28 or whatever number.
I knew the back end was... I knew they said the rear end was cracked. That's all I knew, and I didn't really want the tractor. I wanted this tractor. So,
But then you didn't know the full story on this one either.
I was told it seems to run okay, but it looks terrible.
Which we rolled up, and
it looked terrible.
It looked terrible. But once it got fired up, it didn't seem to run bad.
It runs good. I ran it on the grain vac a little bit. I don't know.
We had it on the rock picker, not?
I've had it on the rock picker and ran the grain vac. But it's also got the 18434s on the back, which are going to go this winter. Got a set of 18438s that'll go on the back.
It does look a little sad on the back.
And it's got I got a set of 1116s that'll go on the front. Make this thing look like a real tractor. And
used to have a loader on it, and that has disappeared.
And the brackets are going to go completely too. So I've got a 168 loader for sale too, if anybody's interested. It's fair shape. I know it's not.
It's there.
It's there. The worst part is they cut the bushings out for the main pivot, and they didn't weld them back in. I don't know why. I don't know. So all you'd have to do is weld in 2 new bushings, and you'd have a really nice loader. There's no welds anywhere else.
Once again, keep in mind, auction find. We didn't get to pick. We didn't get to destroy.
Yep. So the loader, the brackets are gonna go. It's gonna get big tires on it. I'm gonna fix the dash. Well, the whole steering column doesn't wobble anymore. I put bolts back in that. I'm gonna put a new dash in it. I don't know.
Use it.
It'll sit next to the rest of these and sit around the yard.
Well, this one is the one you kind of wanted to use for a replacement.
For the 2390, which I probably don't need to pull the corn planter anymore, because it sounds like Dad don't want to put corn in anymore after this year.
Oh, it's a good thing you got this one to replace it.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I've got tractors upon tractors to do stuff.
And things.
And things. But I am looking for a different 4-wheel drive to pull my new air seeder, if you haven't noticed, sitting when you pulled in.
I was too busy looking at the congregation of tractors in a circle having prayer service.
Yep. And the 77 didn't quite make it into its spot. Actually, the 1256 was here, but I had to move it, the 77 from over there.
Oh, yeah, there's new air seeder. I see it hiding out there.
Yep. Next to the gravity box and the parts 5010.
Yep. Which, I don't know how much they've seen of the 806.
It's been around a little bit.
It's been around, but I don't know if we ever did anything with it. We used it to pull the Oliver out of the way for the B.
Yep.
A narrow fronted 806 with some sexy looking turbo stickers on it, because John went differently with industrial ones?
I went with industrial turbo decals.
Which look nice on there.
A $500 lunch break auction buy out of a non-operable lineup at a big international sale about a half mile out of Harvey. Or 2 miles out of Harvey. I went to buy the 856 on that. I didn't end up with that. And then, so this was here. I started it for $500. I got stuck with it for $500.
Sounds familiar to the one on the trailer from earlier.
Yep. But I was sober at that time. I was inebriated when I bid on that one. Which is
dog Kool-Aid.
Which is also why I have that 77 Oliver.
You know, folks have seen that, but I don't know if you've given much of a story on the old 77 one. Let's walk over to that. Let's go check that one out if we could.
I don't know. It's there. I have the side
curtain. Let's go stand on the other side.
I have the side curtain for this side, but the alternator, it just don't work with the alternator. It's not my setup. It's how I bought it. Another one that could use a good wax.
But this one's a gem. I've driven this one, and this one's a peach.
It's a nice running tractor. My great-grandpa had a 77. I always thought I wanted one. Then one came up on an online auction sale down in South Dakota, like a couple miles from Myers. And another one of them things, too many of these. I ended up with it online, sight unseen. Didn't even call on it, just bought it. Road trip down to South Dakota. Got this thing home. Pretty decent tractor.
I've driven it. That's a nice running tractor. It drives nice.
All the lights work. Somebody kind of restored it a little bit at one time. Nice running. I don't know. Nice running tractor. Good mowing tractor. Hydraulic. Dual hydraulics. PTO. Nice little row crop. 35, 40 horse tractor.
Yep. It's here. It's not going nowhere.
No. No, I don't know. Yeah, it's just one of the fleet. And there's another, that nice shiny B John Deere is another. I got drunk sitting at the bar and bought that out of central Minnesota. Called the guy after I bought it. Said, yeah, it runs good. Got it home. No, it didn't run good. It had a rod bearing wiped out of it. The governor weights are busted. Governor was trashed. The rods were trash. Broken piston.
It looks good where it's at, though.
Needless to say, I fixed all that. But the governor gears are not. I got used ones, and I did not get them shimmed right. And they are noisy, unless you're working it. But it runs. It runs nice. Actually, it runs really nice. It sat out in the front yard for 2 years. I put gas in it here 2 weeks ago. Third pull, and it took right off.
Holy crap.
So, I mean...
Okay. No, that's a steel wheel tractor I could drive in a parade because there's no cleats on it.
Yep. Other than it sounds terrible. The other lawn ornament is a lawn ornament. An overpriced lawn. Were you with on that sale? No, you weren't with.
No, I don't
That's
remember.
another central Minnesota tractor. I went to the in person. I was sober this time. But
By choice?
sorta. But I had went to the sale just for this tractor. I had just about had it bought for a pretty reasonable price. And then somebody else started bidding and pissed me off. So there's a $1,700
Lawn ornament.
lawn ornament that don't run. It's loose, but no
It's got
compression.
skeleton wheels on it.
It's got skeleton wheels. It's a 36, so it's got 10 spline wheels. I mean, it's good. I mean, gas tank's good. Hood. I mean, radiator might not be any good. Gas tank's good. I mean,
It looks
it's good.
straight from afar.
It's a pretty decent restoration project. 6-bolt front wheels. It's one of those someday projects. It looks good in the front yard.
Beautiful.
Then we've moving on. We've got a couple Molines.
Oh, another color to the farm. I don't know if we ever touched on this color on out here.
I haven't even had any of them running since we started this channel.
Nope.
We got traffic.
Please wait for the passing traffic.
So anyway, the first one here, that's kind of leaning, got a tarp, and that, I don't know if we've ever mentioned the engine with the trash bag in the shop.
No, I don't think we have. But I've leaned against it a bunch of times, and there's a bolt underneath the garbage bag that I tend to turn every time I'm standing by it.
So anyway, that's a UB.
Let's get a little closer because it's cut out of the camera angle a little bit.
This is, I believe, a UB. And I believe you were with me when we bought it. We were tractor pulling, or was that with Chris? That was with Chris.
Was this the Braquette one?
Yes, you were.
I was with.
Yep.
Because you had bought another yellow tractor at an auction sale west of there.
Yep.
And we went to pick it up. There was a tractor pulling going on, so we decided to go there. Let alone when John went and weighed in his tractor, this was sitting here with a nice shiny for sale sign on it. And then pretty soon, you know it, I am pulling John back to the trailer.
Well, it kind of ran.
It
kind of ran when it felt like it. This is actually kind of an unusual, and it had big. They had taken the loader off, and they had busted the frame rail. So I got.
That was this one?
Yep. So I got frame rails on it, and then I decided, seeing how it had a foot clutch, I was gonna go tractor pulling with this one. So I pulled the heads off. The heads are rebuilt. I didn't know that come off of here or overhauled. I've got the same block off a parts tractor out in the pasture, stuffed with a crankshaft out of a GB. So if anybody aren't too familiar, these had a 4-inch stroke, a Moline had a 6-inch stroke. So I essentially took this 283 and made it a 403. And if I get there, 40 over pistons, these heads, it'll bolt right in here. Magic will happen.
Magic.
It'll creep. This is a someday project.
But this ain't the first yellow tractor on the farm either.
No.
You got a weird thing for you Molines because I've driven a U Moline out here.
I had a Moline fetish for a while. They're just not that exciting anymore.
What is the combine we drove home? Was that a Moline combine too that time?
Yeah.
Where he went above 6 miles an hour and the tire decided to self-detonate, so it was a 4-mile-an-hour journey home for 30-plus miles.
Yep.
There was a couple adult beverages drank on that one.
Yep. So this one's, I don't know, I'd sell this one. That one too.
The R?
I don't think that's an R, that's a Z, I believe.
Oh.
So the story goes, I did some horse...
order on the side.
Yeah, but it's an early Z with a different grill, or it's got the wrong grill.
I don't know. I remember yanking this around the yard and just clutch dumping this in effort to try to get the engine to do engine things.
That's not this one.
Oh, that's a different one?
That's the one in the shed.
I can't keep track of freaking yellow, green, red, orange.
So the story goes, with this one, I did some horse trading. The FFA class, supposedly, the engine's brand new. The FFA class, overhauled the engine, did all that. I drove it around. Transmission's got some bad noises in it. And then, well, now the engine don't want to turn.
Cut!
The engine's stuck. I don't know. So it was a new engine. I don't know. Was sitting inside up till last fall. So it's probably not stuck that bad. Transmission didn't sound happy. I have a good Z in the... You could just... I don't know.
Nah.
It's one of those I should sell. I should put the crank in.
Hit us up. Hit us up if you're interested.
Cheap.
Make deals.
It would be rather reasonable. It is supposedly a new engine. It probably, if I had a crank, I could probably stick it in and rock it and bust it loose. It run beautifully. Engine oil looks like new, yeah. Transmission sounded a little off, so it might have a bearing or something out, but hell, if you're interested in this one, I'd throw the other one in for the same price, for a few $100, a couple $100 more. That one, that engine C's tight.
That's the other one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, she's tight. Yeah. Like, no hopes there. There's hope with this one. I should bring a crank out and
rotate it a little bit if you can.
Rotate this one a little bit.
And if you folks can tell, every time the camera turns, there's a new tractor in the background.
Those two are mine.
Oh.
Those are Chris's.
Good old neighbor, Chris.
We've had this one running. We have not had the other one running. But that is also an F12, and this is a 39A, 4-speed, split rim. Nice tractor. I don't know. I should just haul it and drop it. When he brings his 4020 pulling tractor here that we gotta fix the transmission on, I'll just drop this off at his house and put the 4020 in place there.
Yeah, but also replace one for the other.
Also, too, speaking of pulling tractor, it's also another reason why I wanted said tractor on trailer. Remember, I have said
you wanted to turn that into a pulling,
and I have another. If I can't get, well, the injection pump is junk, but I have a whole nother engine.
Yep.
That's not specifically designed for that tractor. It's turboed and doesn't have a hole in the front for the steering. It'll come out of a front wheel assist. But it is case. But it's of the 504 variety.
A different variety.
Not the 451 variety. And it's a large crank journal. Come out of a 3594. Large journal 504.
Thoughts.
Thoughts. So, yeah,
and you guys seen the 400 how many times?
Yep.
That was on the base of a couple episodes there of a Christmas gift.
Yep. The 806. Got the duals for it.
Narrow front. The narrow front is just down unique on this one.
Once we start chopping corn, it'll get put on wagon duty. It usually does quite a bit throughout the year.
And like I said, you guys have seen the 400 how many times already. It was bought with a busted cam gear.
Yep.
Replaced it, put it in there. A couple little tweaks here and there. Been a good tractor ever since.
Yep.
But what tractor you haven't seen yet is the Twin City.
You're gonna drive this in the parade at the fashion show.
I cannot wait to take these lugs down the hard packed driveway like I did last year with the D again.
But you won't be pulling a thrash machine that you'll lose the drive belt on.
Yes, I thought you were waving at me to slow up, even though there was like a 20 tractor distance between us. Okay, maybe not 20. I'd say there was at least a 5 tractor difference between us. But parts of my insides got relocated. I don't know if they fell back into place yet, but we're going to relocate them yet again.
Well, no, this will shake them back down.
Yeah.
Lugs are in a different spot than on a John Deere, so they'll settle things back into place.
Where did you get this one at? Because this, the folks have not seen. I sure as hell have no knowledge of this thing.
Our salesman.
Your salesman.
Yep. So I bought it from a guy I work with. He had it in his heated shop for about 3 years because he bought it on a whim on an online auction sale, sight unseen.
Weird. There's like
because he was bored.
Reoccurring thing going on here.
And he thought it would be cool. He got it home. He kind of drove it a little bit back to in his shop, and it sat there for 3 years. And I kind of kept pestering on him. And then I ended up giving him what he paid for it, and it ended up here about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 3, 4, a number of years ago. But this one has not been out of the shed for a year and a half. It came out this summer. It's going to the threshing show. We're featuring Minneapolis. So this is a predecessor to Minneapolis. Real similar to a Moline. Same casting numbers on the block. Different. Same casting numbers, different prefix. Over here. Because I bet you... where is it? Where'd they hide them on this? Yeah. So this is a KE number 15113. I have one in the shed that's... They changed the prefix in the front, and that's all they did. On the bottom half of the block. So, yeah, this is a real sweet running tractor. I didn't have a belt pulley on it when I bought it. Found one, put it on. That's why it's a different color. Real nice, sweet running tractor. Got a magnet on it.
You never know when you need one of them.
Very good magnet. I don't know where I would have found a magnet.
Well, put that back on there. That's to keep it balanced. The wheel's balanced. Thank you.
Put that back on the lug.
Yep, you gotta keep it balanced, you know.
38D. I don't know, we maybe mentioned this one. I've been told I'm the third owner.
Is this the honey tractor?
Yep.
Supposedly
sold new in Drake, North Dakota. I don't know. I think did we show them Brozard implement signs?
Yes, we did. I do believe we did.
That I bought last fall.
Yeah, because that's when we drug that bee home of mine from another watcher of the channel. Sold us one of his tractors. That's where that Brozard implement sign came from, which is where this tractor was supposedly shipped brand new.
But when I did the serial number research, it came up with a branch number or a transfer number that is no good anymore, and you can't tell. So we're just going off of stories. And so we'll just keep with the stories. So supposedly this tractor is 1938D. Should be the third owner of it. And supposedly sold new in Drake. Sweet running tractor. Didn't run when I had it. Had a stuck valve. Got the valve unstuck. Put PTO in it. Did a few other things. Rebuilt the radiator. Nice start. And still pulls about 38 horse on the belt. Pretty healthy. Pretty healthy tractor yet. So then
yes.
You recognize this from our intro clip.
The AR. Something that has not made it to the channel, its own personal episode, even though it should have, because we did do some recording with this tractor at the very first.
This was going to be our first tractor.
This was going to be our first one, yes.
Well,
so this is the one that lived around my place to be our starter tractor for a while, until it eventually made its way home. It was in a 4th of July Day parade.
Last year.
And this one is kind of a honey. This one was, it was close by. I went to check it out, and it honestly turned out not to be as bad as, I don't know.
This had a stuck valve too.
But it turned out to be a pretty decent little tractor, honestly.
I've had to bowl off the carburetor get the float unstuck, and that's it. It could still use a little.
No, here and there,
A
but
little choking every once in a while, but who doesn't nowadays?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, runs good. I don't know. I've had it running once this year. Haven't done it. Drove it around the yard.
kind of a loud little thumper too, actually.
Yeah, for being the same engine as a row crop A, it thumps pretty good. A little louder. So have you been keeping track of how many tractors we've talked about so far?
No, should have I?
I don't know.
Any of you viewers out there watching, they'll throw a comment in there how many tractors we've talked about in this episode, please. Please do so. Because yet we are here at yet another one, and as you can tell in the background, there's still a couple more to go through, amongst one that I would kind of like to save for the last part of the episode here.
Yep. Got a call. This one come from the salvage yard. Same salvage yard the 5020 came from.
Ah.
Got a call, said they pulled it out of the shed. So when they got hauled in, they decided not to junk out. Called them, agreed on a price. It was stuck. Rolled it off, put a little diesel fuel in, rolled it off the back of the trailer. Jarred the clutch rolling it off the back of the trailer. It popped loose. Pulled it around. Did a couple little tinkering. Actually ordered a rebuilt. Bought a rebuilt carburetor for it. Put it on. This runs start. It's a hand start. It's a 39. So first year of the style, hand start. It hand starts when it wants to. It likes to backfire. Once it's running, it runs real nice. I put new tires on. I plowed a little with it. Cleaned out. Yeah, it's pretty straight. Radiator's good, pretty straight. Got the grills fair. I don't know. Fenders are junk.
Definitely nice to see it sitting together than being parted out for parts.
I did a little work on the gas tank. PTO tractor, factory PTO tractor. I didn't add it to this one. This year run out of the mill 39D. Different fenders are junk. So I bought another 39D out of said same junkyard with good fenders in the hopes of someday I might get them swapped, but we all know how someday projects are. I've got a whole fleet of them. But I've put new tires. These tires are junk. 2 different sizes and just junk, and found 2 new ones for little to nothing and put those on, and that's what this is. 39D. Factory round spokes, solid centers, rears. About 1,200 tractors between this one and the last D we looked at. The other one's a 38. This is a 39. About 1,000, 12 to 1,200 tractors between the two. So, and then last time you seen this tractor was in one of our last episodes.
We tried to get this one running.
We kind of got it running.
It kind of sort of maybe wanted to.
Yep. And the carburetor was just not having it. Pulled the carburetor off this winter, overhauled it, through our fancy ultrasound on sonic new whacker. Brand new carburetor, basically. Put it on. Second pull, took right off here a couple weeks ago.
Model A, what year?
41. Built November 1940.
Or
Shipped to Harvey, brand new in November of 1940. We are currently 10 miles from the city of Harvey. So this tractor has not been more than 10 miles from its original destination.
Back in those days, that's something to talk about.
She's real nice. I don't think the engine's ever been off. I've had the valve cover off because it had a stock valve. I've done a little bit of governor work to it and this and that. Carburetor. See my sediment bowls leaking again. But this is a real nice tractor. It was perfect sheet metal. My chain kind of bunged her up, but it's got a rust hole. So, but yeah, real nice tractor. Basically the first one that really got me into this, besides my H John Deere that Dad bought for me in pieces. That's in the shed. But
I have driven that one back in the day.
But this was the first, the first one I bought, I rescued. And I love this. I don't know, this was one of the first ones. Someday maybe we'll get into the John Deere showroom for a couple days.
No, maybe.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's got small tires on it.
Might have to fix the leak on it before it ends up in the John Deere dealership in town.
That's no problem. Yeah, it runs real nice.
But I will say it has a familiar puddle to it.
Yep. They even got the original John Deere muffler on it with the short top, which you can't. You can buy restoration ones nowadays that look like that, but this is the original rotted out muffler, perfect hood.
Original as it can get. And one to only, get delivered and stay within a 10-mile radius of its destination. Pretty rare.
Yep, I put the fenders on. Didn't have fenders. I put the fenders on. But, yep, real nice tractor. Nice running tractor.
So a lot of what you've seen, I shouldn't say a lot of what you've seen. A lot of the two-cylinder stuff you've seen so far has been gas. Now we're going to move to a two-cylinder that has both gas and diesel on it.
And the gas side of it doesn't want to work right now. It worked this spring, but it didn't want to work 2 weeks ago. This is my first. This is a 70 diesel, my first diesel, two-cylinder.
With a Pony Start gas engine.
Yep. Yep, and she's I went tractor pulling. I used to like tractor pull with this. I've got some good friends that have our John Deeres. I put 16 9/38s on here and weighted this down to weigh the same as an R. And depends upon which way I wore my hat most days. I could either I'd outpull them boys with the R, or I'd come in a close second with it. Because this and an R John Deere is the same horsepower, just the weight distribution on an R, when you put a good drawbar pull on them things will pull anything they want, as long as they can keep the traction. So that was always fun. I haven't done that for a few years. But you seen us get it running here last year. We went shopping with it.
Yep, this one was hooked to the chopper when we got bamboozled by the bird's nest.
Yep, and you seen us belt started. I have since had the Pony. We didn't have any 6-volt batteries. I have since had the Pony running again since that point. It just didn't want to start the last time I wanted to do it, and I didn't feel
Nope. I believe they did see the Pony motor running because we started it by Pony in the shed.
When we first got it out.
I think that was on the episode.
Yep, and then last fall, I had been belt starting it.
Yep.
I don't know if we showed it, if I belt started it after I killed it.
Yes, it was starting to get dark in that episode, so I don't know if the folks saw that.
But the Pony does run. It runs rather well. It's one of those things.
And I don't know what it is about the Ponies, but those are loud, crackly little engines, and I don't get it.
This is pretty healthy. This tractor, I believe, had an overhaul not long before I bought it. And I almost left it there because I looked underneath, and the block has a hairline crack in the water jacket to the outside, and it only leaks when you work it hard, and then the seat opens up enough and it seeps. I mean, this thing can sit outside 20 30 below with antifreeze in it. It don't drip a drop. I don't have to add antifreeze. You work it, it gets a little damp, so I ain't gonna mess with it. I do have a replacement block for the day I do want to do something with it, but I think this thing was a pretty fresh overhaul when I bought it. I got it pretty good deal at $800 just because of that, and it pulls good. Pretty healthy tractor.
Yep.
I don't know. That was a factory round wide front tractor. Still have the wide front. Put a narrow front on it, if you notice the trend. Power steering is a little janky. So.
That's a little bit of a tour of the prayer service that you have going on here.
That was just a prayer service.
There are other...
We have a side console 4020 hiding out there in the weeds that needs a little hydraulic line under the dash replaced. I've got the line.
Well, I think we went scooting right by the one 4020 with the loader on it, but...
Nah, Dad's old 4020. I think when Dad decides to quit using it, that thing is so fucking shot. The only good thing about it is it's got one new tire, but it does run. It does run and drive. But the shifting is so wore out. The engine is tired. I don't know what you do with that thing. It's so wore out. I don't know what you do with it.
Yeah, fuck off.
You put a big engine in it and see how long it holds together.
I guess.
And then we got the Power Shift 4020 on the disc line.
That's a front yard ornament right now.
Dad's putting new disc blades on.
Yeah, why not do it in the comfort of your front yard?
Well, yeah. Better than on gravel.
But that's a honey. That's a Power Shift 4020, and I have a soft spot for Power Shift 4020s.
With that, full M&W
Turbo.
with the pan. It doesn't have the fan or the radiator anymore, but it's got the oil pan. 76 4230. Got the Ballon tractor. That needs hydraulic pump couplers put in it, Dylan. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, well, I know what I'm ordering. And now, boys and girls, the one we've been saving for the last for you. One of the most prized possessions on the farm. The grasshopper lawnmower. If you can tell the crickets in the background, this is not my best joke.
That's the stationary engine, or the original engine out of the 4520. That was a good run. Was a running engine. It had a knock to it, but now is no longer a good engine.
Or the V8 frickin' M.
V8 6.9 liter M. But we do have my my 28D.
Yeah, that's what I got to drive last year that relocated my organs for me. Inside the old machine shed, let's see how much light we got to see what we can get covered in here yet tonight. First off, we got an H.
That I'm supposed to take pictures of, but it does have a crappy repaint on it that I was hoping it didn't have. I couldn't remember. Yep, we got an H, early H. I don't know, nothing special. I don't know, it's for sale. Needs to go.
The stuff attached to it and sitting on it is not included.
This has had recent engine work too. It pulls like a son of a bitch. I've tractor pulled with it. They gave the head a really good haircut. It's got pretty good, got good compression. She barks pretty good. It's an early one. For an H, it pulls good.
With added belt pulley.
Yep. Dad said.
Any of your international guys that want to stick it to the Deere guys and help them belt start their John Deeres, there you go.
Dad 70. They used to have a dual loader on. Dad fed cows with this all the time for years. No power steering. Early all fuel 70. I haven't had this running for a few years, but another one that ain't going nowhere. No, I have the nose cone. I have all the sheet metal for it. We got.
What was that cute little thing? That was seen in the 60 episode, not?
Yep.
And the belt pulley is located in a really funky spot on this little guy.
As you can see, this tire is almost as big as the tractor. This is an M John Deere 49 M John Deere. It's been in the family since brand new. One of Dad's uncles bought it brand new. Dad bought it about a handful of years ago from the auction sale that side of the family had. Been here. I go to the threshing show every year. So it'll be coming out, getting cleaned up here shortly. Get some gas in it. Needs a new distributor cap, I believe. So it was acting a little funky last year. Get a new distributor cap, new wires. A little bit of tune-up. Go to the threshing show again, like it does every year. That one comes out every year.
I do apologize that the lighting is a little dark on my camera end. We look okay yet, but if the final product is it's a little dark, I do apologize.
Here's that other Z that's tighter, stuck tighter, and
Toby's ass.
this one is leaving the shed this year because I have other tractors, more valuable tractors that'll take its spot.
So this one, if you guys decide to buy the other one that we showed you, this one,
we'll go with it. Hydraulics, belt pulley, PTO, engine stuck tight. It's been so good with diesel fuel. Who knows? Maybe the diesel fuel did its magic.
for years.
Good rear tires. I think that's kind of the only reason I left it in here. But it's leaving this fall, going outside. That A is probably going to take its spot. And then, if Tim's watching, he'll recognize this tractor.
Oh, Tim!
Would be his uncle's tractor, I believe it's a 49R. Export Canadian ship tractor. Nice running tractor, gets diesel fuel in the crankcase, so you just change oil once a year when you wanna when you want to run it. I haven't had it out for a couple years. See, I gotta put some air in the tires, but she's a runner. I'll probably get it started, drive it out, drive it around, move it 3 feet closer to this one, so I have 3 more feet that way.
When you have this many tractors, 3 feet matters.
And so we got another A John Deere. This one was one of Dad's, come from Minnesota. I grew up on this one raking hay, a little bit here and there. And gets head gasket or something gets the antifreeze and oil, or in around the pistons. I got the drains open. A someday project. And then we got parts. We got part of a 38A on a pallet.
Oh yeah, gotta have that pallet of 38 parts.
The cat house. 38 unstyled A, and then there's a slant dash A of some variety there. That if I didn't have if I didn't have multiple corn binders and a 730 and a corn shredder in front of it, would end up outside too. That don't need to be in here anymore, but it's kind of trapped. But as you can see, I have a Rosenthal corn shredder in the background. In the foreground, I've got a Drake Threshing Association's corn binder that needs a replacement knotter because when I was working on it, it busted and split the housing, and I gotta find a knotter. I think I found one. I'm pretty sure I found one. So that's the project. It's got all new wood and that hasn't been used. That's that. This is my John Deere PTO corn binder with right-hand conveyor, which is kind of unusual. Most of them are like this. Would have been a left-hand one if the conveyor was still there, but the conveyor's gone. So that's right-hand conveyor. Got my corn chopper there in the background. My first 706 Moline parts tractor. I don't know what I should do with that. Crank is good. Got it all stripped down. I don't even think I got an oil pan on it. I know I don't have an oil pan on it, so it's just kind of sitting in here. The other side of that, got another John Deere corn binder.
Oh, pause. Yeah, true.
You do donuts.
That's the only way I'd be able to mow my yard.
Doing donuts?
Yep.
Where were we doing? Were we talking about the big red combine?
Not yet, because we still have to touch on the old 730 that's in there.
Oh, that you should remind me to go drain the water out of, so if we want to move it this fall after it's froze, so we can move it. It's mobile.
That's the one we kind of left off on back there because you're touching base on your collection of stuff in the front of this combine.
The G706 Moline,
and I do apologize, like I said, it's gotten just a touch darker on us here.
The silo filler, chopper silo filler there.
Way back
the parts corn binder in the other corner. The Moline that did run, but it needs some spark plug wires and whatnot.
An H?
The H that kind of started the whole program. Dad bought me in pieces that I reassembled.
Yeah, it's pretty dark to see. But next to that one, if you guys can make
another
out
one of
this.
Dad's has a B John Deere electric start mid like 46. Got a bearing out behind the flywheel and the transmission. Put that in. Got to tighten the flywheel. Tighten the flywheel up and get it running. It's really all that needs. Tires are shot. I've never heard that tractor run in my 30 years of existence.
But the tractor that you are currently standing in front of, we have to touch on quickly before it gets too dark.
The 730?
Yeah, how about the newest 20 or 2-cylinder series you got, not?
Yep, it is the only 30 series. 730. I put thrust bearings in it last summer?
Nope.
No, summer. Oh, Jesus. Summer before. Holy crap. Anyway, that all stripped down. Thrust bearings, big job. You know, flywheel, governor, fan, radiator, all that good, happy horse shit out. Put it all together. Found out I had poked the radiator when I had the fan out. Took the radiator back out. Had it rebuilt. Was going to put it in the shop last. Was that? Yeah, last
we tried moving it, but it wouldn't move.
We hooked the AR to it and it wouldn't move. So there is a pile
we think
of water.
brakes maybe?
No, there's a pile of water in the rear end because it moves just fine now.
Ah.
There's a whole pile of water in the rear end.
That's what we couldn't get past.
That's what we couldn't get past. So I need to crawl under there and drain the water out of the rear end. I don't know. It's a 730. She's used. Runs okay. It's a lot cleaner. I've got a pile of money into it for doing them thrust bearings. I'm still not happy with the end plate and the crankshaft, but no, I can't move it. But turns over. Flywheel was cracked. Taper lock that was in it was cracked. Put a different taper lock in it. Trying to set end plate with a taper lock is always entertaining, and I finally gave up and said it's good fuck enough.
Right.
Then we got a kind of an odd duck, another Moline. This is kind of a rarer one. This is a GB diesel. Made about 3,000 of these. I messed around for. So I bought this from a guy. Brought it home. Was told he got it from another guy. He said the clutch was. They split it. Clutch was out. Guy didn't want to. It would turn into more money than he wanted to spend. They rolled it back together. I got the tractor and a bucket of clutch parts. I rolled it apart. I found out why they rolled it back together. It was the.
Is it not rolled back together right now?
It is. No. I'm just keeping on. So the bearings on the input, on the top shaft, input shaft, they were gone. So anyway, I knew the guy. Called him, said, hey, this is what's wrong with this tractor, whatever. So this is a GB diesel. He's like, well, I got a GB gas out in the tree row. You can have the rear end of. So I went out. Nice GB diesel. Most of those parts are set up to go in with that other tractor that we had discussed earlier, the pulling tractor. Because that engine had low hours on, but it just sat. But it wasn't stuck. Anyway, he gave me that tractor. Yada, yada, yada. So, split that one. Scandalously. Had both these split scandalously. So, to make a GB gas transmission bolt up to a GB diesel, there's a fancy little adapter bell housing. Which, no big deal. You swap that out. Clutch. Scandalously bolted this back up with the Bobcat, and it was all scandalous. It was long before YouTube days, long before Dylan was around. Well, you were around, but you weren't around. But anyway, did that. Pulled this thing for miles, trying to get it running. Smoke speed hell. Give it a sniff of ether. Cracks off. Runs till the ether is burned out. Won't run. Retime the pump. Put a different fuel tank. I don't know. I got the fuel cells out of it. That was probably the wrong thing to do. So the fuel cells need to be redone and get put back in. And then probably need to send the injection pump in to get redone because I know the timing's right. But if she smokes, I don't know. That's where it's at. That one's going to stay in the shed because it's just such an odd tractor. And we got soybean seed, oat seed, and ear corn. And the Ranger.
The old trusty Park Ranger.
The old service pickup.
Yep.
So anyway, that's the shed. So if you guys are keeping track, put in the comments how many tractors we've discussed so far. And that's not the 3 in the shed next door that we probably won't get to, but there is 3 in there. There's a GP, a real early U, and that 2840 that was mentioned earlier.
There is a tractor we want to touch base on though before we conclude the episode, and unfortunately, folks, it is not the grasshopper mower.
It is. It really is, though.
I mean, can you go wrong with a grasshopper mower? Nah.
Or is it the go-kart in the bushes?
Where were they?
You see the red frame over there?
Oh, God, barely.
Well, I think it's a go-kart in the bushes.
We could end on the go-kart in the bushes, but I think what people need to see is...
What? The ladder?
Yes.
That's blocking the view?
We need to talk about the killer ladder.
The killer ladder or the Keller ladder?
The
Stay away,
killer.
Dylan. This is the replacement one for what you wrecked.
Come here, big guy. No, you guys saw this in the background of a few episodes, but now you guys are going to see a different side of it, one that we can all walk around.
Yep.
And I'll let John take it from here, telling us what this story is on this tractor here.
I don't know. Is it a tractor. What is it, Dylan? You tell me.
This is what they called a steam traction engine. They call them tractors back in the day. It's a steam traction engine.
Yep, this is a 1911 45 horsepower case steam engine that I own with Chris.
Neighbor Chris.
We finally got it out. We're doing this engine come out of central Montana originally, Great Falls area. Out of a big collection there. We bought it, knowing that the boiler was supposed to be good. Tested the boiler. The state came, UT'd the boiler. Boiler test good. Gave us new pressure, 140 pounds. So we are currently in the works of putting all new Schedule 80 plumbing on it, which you see here. We have all the flues inside the boiler cut out and are waiting the guy to come and install them. The bunkers are off and up in Canada, getting built by a company in Canada, which should be being built currently as we speak, due to our last conversation to that said person. But yeah, it's a pretty good engine. We got a piston rebuilt, new rings. Just been something we've been working on. I really haven't been working on until this summer.
No, you didn't want to do a whole much till you got the ultrasound on the boiler. Make sure you were cleared.
We did last summer.
No, you just wanted to make sure you're clear.
Yep. So now we've got plumbing. We've got all new valves. So you see, we've got this is all new. This is new. I got to take this apart. We got these backwards. I'll swap those around. We got pistons ready to go on. So we got to clean things up and put the cylinder back on, which isn't on there right now. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully next summer, you folks will join us probably for we'll have this thing tooling around the farm.
Which will be something to see.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a 45 horsepower case.
Originally a 25, restamped as a 45. You see, we got preheaters off. Preheaters at the boiler shop getting re-overhauled. We got the piston, got gaskets for the piston. That's ready to go on. New gauges, all new valving. So we just got to cut the new water glass. Got the original steam pump, which we are gonna take off and go through, but until then we're gonna run dual injectors, which I've got in the house, of course. But yeah, everything's new, all new valves, new everything. You see, new blow down valve. Yeah, just cute, nice little engine.
Yep.
It's getting there. This will go back in the shed. It's been out all summer, but it'll go back in the shed. It's still got the original mill scale on the a lot of the steel anywhere. So this engine, one of the nicest ones. You see the sides still got all the mill scale on the sides from when they rolled it. State inspector said this was the most uniform boiler he's ever UT'd for an original boiler. So that felt us pretty good. And as far as we know, you could correct us if we're wrong, but when we're done with this will be the only operational 45 horse case in the state of North Dakota. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe there's another one in the state that operates. There's probably one or two around. So hopefully by this time next year, this will be an operating steam engine. We'll have it at the threshing show. I want to do some plowing with it around home. And yeah, a little bit of work to go, but we're done going backwards. We're going forwards now. So, but there's that. And then there's Dave.
Yeah, Dave. You guys have met Dave. That noisy, crackly, loud thing over there with an old Ivan coming off the porch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel as though this is an appropriate spot to stop this episode, end this episode.
Is it?
It seems to be. I know we're probably going to get a lot of hate mail on the old interwebs there. Where the hell were you? But we're here. We're busy.
We haven't ran out of tractors yet.
No, there's still more tractors to go through, but there is one thing we are running out of, and that's daylight.
And time. Yep.
And time. We are running out of time. But I know it's been a while, guys, and we all thank you all for watching and subscribing to the channel. I hope that the little tour here brings some questions. I hope it brings some smiles to some of the guys' face that will watch the episode and see what John really has tucked away out here in a way. Once again, we did not go through all the tractors that are tucked away out here. We would need a heck of a lot more time and daylight for that one.
Yep.
But we did cover a good majority of what was being parked in prayer service.
And I'm still actively bringing them home.
Yeah, that is still a thing. As you could tell, the first tractor we touched on was sitting on the trailer.
After a 450-mile road trip today,
Yep.
is its new home for. I would have had that running. The injection pump's no good.
Yep.
I'm gonna time it, pull the pump off, take it apart this winter. I'm gonna put it in Dylan's garage, take the cab off. push it in
Dear
Dylan's garage.
Jesus, let's get one out of there. We didn't even touch on the ones that are parked there.
But
Anyway, thank you guys for watching, liking, subscribing to the channel. Sorry for the absence of period there, but you guys will see more episodes to come. And you guys will once again see the steam engine come to life.
Hopefully.
Sometime in 2025. We shall see. Thanks guys for watching. Catch you on the next one.